I'm now going to give you my solution to page 61, problem 1. So the following data contains a couple variables. Write a SAS program using free format, then column format, using formatted format, and then comma delimited data, and then we're to create a permanent data set for this. And we should call proc means after each problem. So just to save us a little bit of time, I've already typed in the data. Let me cat that for you. Page 61, page 1, problem1.sas. So I just typed in that data. You're going to have to type that in yourself, but to save time in the video, I already have that. Let's edit that file. So I have these lines in here, and let's start out with part A. So let's give ourselves a nice title. So problem 1, page 61. I'm going to go back to the comma. So if I hit capital F, comma, that brings me back. Then I'm going to insert with I. Let's call this problem 1A. I hit escape to exit the insert mode. And let's start out with 1A, which is free input, I assume. Yeah, so free input. We're going to open a line, so little o opens a new line, and I'm going to call this, start a data step. So data, and let's call this, I don't know, we call this eye color. So this is going to make a new data set and call it eye color. Then we need to tell SAS what these things are. So let's have an input statement. So input, and so the first variable is eye color. Now notice eye color is a string, so we're going to put a $sign after that, indicating expect an alphanumeric variable. Then what do we have? Height, weight, and that's it. So we end that line with a semicolon, and then let's make a data lines statement. So data lines tells SAS to expect a bunch of data. I'm going to exit insert mode, and let's go to the end of file with cap G. I'm going to open a new line, and I'm going to type run. I'm going to put in an extra hard return here. And so I think we've done part A. We're to run proc means at the end of each one. So let's see, call proc means at the end of the program. Be sure to label your variables. So I forgot to label them. I'm going to hit a bunch of K's to get up to data lines. Let's go up to input actually. Now hit little o to open a new line, and let's put in a label statement. No semicolon there. Eye color equals color of eyes, and then height equals height in inches, and weight is equal to weight in pounds. So we've got the variable labels in. All of this has to end with a semicolon. So I just hit escape to exit insert mode. I'm going to do a cap G to go to the bottom. Now we need to run proc means. So I'm going to go into insert mode, proc means, data equals eye color, semicolon, run. Okay, so we've just done part A. Let's now do part B. So I'm going to do a cap H to bring me to the top of the file. I'm going to yank the whole thing. So yank, so Y, capital G, yanks the whole thing. I'm going to do a cap P, which puts it. I'm going to do a capital L to get me down and a couple J's. The next part says to do this with column format. So I'm going to insert some spaces. So I hit a space, insert space, escape. Do the same thing here so that the columns line up. So we'll hit dot a couple times, and now we have something where the columns all line up. Now in the lower right hand corner, you're going to see that Vim tells you where you're at. You're on line 32, column 10 right now. So I'm just going to backspace, and what you're going to see is that this height variable starts at column 7 and ends at column 10. So I'll just go fill that in. So eye color is going to be 1 through 5. What do we say for weight? 7 through 10. And where's weight? So I'll position the cursor at the beginning of this, and in the lower right hand corner you're going to see that it starts at position 12 and ends at position 17. So 12 through 17. So we've just done column input. Let's go back up. So I'll do a couple J's, cap F, little a, semicolon, RB. So this is part B. And let's see, part C of this is to use formatted input. So I'm going to go up a line. We're going to yank curly brace. I'll do a cap G to go to the end of the file. Let's put it. And I'll do a J, find B, RC. So this is going to be problem C. And let's now do this formatted input. I'm going to open a line and say in format, eye color, and we'll make this $5 dot. So that means eye color is takes up 5 bytes. With formatted input, you have to say something like this. So at column 1, you're going to bring in eye color. You've already told it it's a string. I think I could delete that $sign if I wanted to. I'm not going to do that. At position 7, let's see, at 7, we're going to bring in height. And I forgot to tell SAS what height is, but it looks like it's going to be 4 characters long. So let's go up here, height, 4 dot, and then weight is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dot. 6 dot. And so what was this at? Position 10, bring in weight. And so I think that'll work. Part D says to bring this in using comma delimited format. Well, let's go yank the whole thing. So left curly brace, yank, right curly brace, capital G to go to the end of the file. Let's put it with a capital P. And I'll do 1J, find C, replace with D. And the first thing that we're going to need to do is to make the raw data file. So let's go down to the bottom. Actually, I'm just going to search for green, so /green. And now I'll show you how you could write this out to another file. So I'm going to store these 5 lines in a cut and paste buffer. Now I could have just started another file and typed it in again, but I'd rather be lazy and use what I've already created. So I'm going to do a double quotes. So double quote A. That means I'm going to store something in the A buffer, and I'm going to say 5 DD. So that deletes 5 lines and stores it in the A cut and paste buffer. I'm going to write this, and then I'm going to go open up another file, call it eyecolor.csv. Now I want to put those lines that I yanked. So if I say double quote A, capital P, it puts those 5 lines. Now let's go to the first space, and I'm going to replace that with a comma. So I just did J dot, J dot, J dot to do that. Let's go up here, position the cursor here, and I'm going to do dot. Dot replaces that with a comma. We'll go down. So now we have a comma delimited file. If you want to get rid of those superfluous spaces, here's a nice command for you. So we could say %s, which means on all lines, replace all occurrences, so /space, with nothing. So between the first 2 spaces, that's the find string. So replace all occurrences of a space with nothing. And if I hit G, that means global, do it on all occurrences and all lines. And so that got rid of all those spaces. Looks like we have a spare line down here. I'll go down here, DD it. And so we've just created a file called icolor.csv. I'm going to edit the previous file, so E hash sign. You'll see that all the spaces are highlighted. Vim remembers that. So if I slash for some garbage like that, it turns off the colors. Let's go to the bottom, and let's see. I need to specify an in-file statement. So in-file icolor.csv, and then I do DSD, means it's a delimited file, and that should be all I need. I don't really need these other two in formats, so I'll get rid of that. And let's get rid of all these @ signs. Actually, I don't even need the in format at all, since I can put the $sign right here. And we don't need the data line statement anymore. So this should run as is. Part E says make this into a permanent data set using whatever program you want. So to make a permanent data set, we need to have a lib name. That's a good practice to put that at the beginning of your file. So I'm going to do a :1, takes me to line 1. Let's do a capital O to open a new line, and let's just stick it in the current directory. So cur is there. And I'm going to do a cap G. Let's prepend cur here. So when I read this in, it's going to save it as a permanent SAS file. Let's go up to this icolor, and we'll do the same thing. So that, as far as I'm concerned, satisfies part E. Let's go see if this runs. So we'll right quit it, and then I'll do a SAS page61p1.sas vi page61p1.star. And hopefully this runs. Looks like SAS is a little bit slow this morning. /error. Cool, nothing happened. Let's just go take a look at our log though and see. So first with problem 1a, what you'll see is that SAS successfully read in 3 variables, 5 observations. Ran proc means, good. Looks like it worked just fine for part B. We read in 5 observations, 3 variables. Proc means ran again. Part C, looks like again we read in 5 observations, 3 variables. And then part D, looks like SAS is also happy. So we found the file, cool. 5 observations, 3 variables, and it was able to run proc means. So we go to the next data set, which would be, so I did :n to get here. You're going to see we have the means 5 times. And so that's my solution to problem 1.